Before we get started, I want to say why this one took so much longer to even start the voiceover. I'm just now doing it today on the 13th of December. Okay, so Yakuza's 20th anniversary happened, and I decided to replay through Yakuza 3, which is the one that I usually think is probably the worst. And then something happened. Everything changed. I definitely don't think it's the worst anymore. And I definitely judged it too harshly. I also want to say that balancing the two channels was something I wasn't probably really ready for yet, but moving on, Code Veronica is a great game. I don't care if it's supposed to be the sequel or not to Resident Evil 2 or whatever, it doesn't matter to me personally. And I didn't play through the whole game, and I'll explain why. I just don't have the time to play through Code Veronica right now. Plus there's a challenge run I'm doing, and I got footage from that, and I actually was able to get past a part that I wasn't able before on my first try without even really realizing it today. So let's just move on to the scheduled program. This is Austin with the L.S. Kennedy Report. File D.I.J. Diary. During a heavy squall, a girl in a red outfit was brought to this island of Rockford. What could she have possibly done? I've been living here quite some time now, but many who are brought to this island seldom leave alive. Through the sounds of gunfire, soldiers appeared. There was something going on. I went to the prison, but the girl in red was nowhere in sight. I hurried to the military training facility. The man of Rockford was attacking her relentlessly. How stupid of me. I got too close and almost got myself smashed by the shutters. But thanks to my natural ability, I was able to get out of the situation and get outside. Anyone other than me would not have been so lucky. Again, I was able to find the girl in red. There she was in front of the residence. Then from behind her appeared a man with blonde hair. As he called her, he approached her in a friendly manner and started saying something to her, and it happened abruptly. The man in blonde started to hurt the girl in red. I must save her, I thought to myself. But the man in blonde hair went away. Who was that blonde-haired man? What did he want from the girl in red? The self-destruction announcement and emergency siren warned the end of Rockford Island. I hurried to the hangar of the transport. The transport we were on took off as everything exploded into flames. With my neck-risking efforts, the girl in red slammed the monster out into the open sky. Sure enough, she was a Valkyrie, a goddess of destruction. I couldn't believe it. The transport landed in Antarctica, and to top it all, the transport that landed before us spilled tons of the T-virus, and everything alive had already turned into zombies. If I stayed, there was no way I could stay alive. I had to find a way to get out of there quickly. I parted with the girl in red. I started searching the base to see if there was anything I could use. As I was resting in the dark, someone was coming. Whatever it was right there. The door suddenly closed and there was no escape. It kept slamming the doors. The doors opened. I exploded out of there, but I was no chicken. I stopped to turn around, and there she was, the girl in red, standing there looking at me. What was this place? I was stuck in a room with an elevator and an old cannon. Where was I supposed to go? I was stranded. I felt endless despair. Then that blonde man with sunglasses appeared. He had the girl in an arm lock. Then a man in a black vest came running after them. The man in the black vest followed them. I also hurried to chase after them. It was a grueling fight. Was the man who also knew that girl a monster? The fight looked like it could last forever. Then suddenly there was an explosion which interfered at the fight. That was my last chance. I had to get out of there. I snuck through the hatch of the sub as it was about to close. Finally, I was released from the world of death, and I was able to come back to a world where desire and power rule. D.I.J. And if you don't know, the funniest thing about this file is it's completely ridiculous. That's a rat that wrote this. I have no idea how that's possible. Yeah, I have no idea how a rat did that. I don't even know how you're supposed to know that's what happened, but like it's been confirmed. That's what it is. It's like, what? The next one's just about the playing manual. It tells you how to check your items, to push your objects, use the quick turn, blah blah blah, use the map screen, how to climb, descend, security boxes, which are the item boxes. Well, they're a different version of the item box where you remove all metal. You cannot take the golden lugers from the protection room. You have to let Steve do it, and you can't enter the bio experiment room. Can't climb the ladder in the bedroom, and I can't send loads properly with disorder. Okay, moving on. Facts on the facility access applications. It's basically saying... actually, I'll just read it. Be sure to verify the content of the following facility access application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief Prison Guard Room, Paul Steiner. I hereby apply for access permission for Prison Area D. Details follow. Visitor's name, Coral Grinshaw. Purpose of entry, carrying in the following materials. Metal Industries CO1 TG01, various daily commodities ordered by the prison. Will use a transport truck. 3 TG01 sample, which is the Tyrant, will be stored as in a designated briefcase. Or, well, no, it's not the Tyrant. Sorry. TG01 product description. Thank you for your continued support and for our products. This time we have gathered our most advanced technologies and have succeeded in creating the unique anti-metal detection alloy TG01. TG01 features cannot be detected by any metal detector, cannot be pictured by Rowan topography at the immigration check. Lightweight yet durable, we plan to develop various weapons utilizing this innovative new alloy. We enclose a sample for you to review. We look forward to hearing from you regarding possible business opportunities. Metal Industries Co. Chief Development Planning, Coral, Red Hill. User's manual. It just tells you how to use the 3D duplicator, the scanner portion, how to scan it and how to duplicate it. Memo on the pass number. The emergency lock system in the biology experiment room can be released with the 4-digit pass number. I hope you haven't forgotten about it. I have just received an order from the systems administrator requesting us to change the pass number periodically. What bothers me is that you often lose important memos, pass numbers, or even chemicals. So in an attempt to solve that problem, I came up with an idea. You know the red human skeleton picture at the back of the biology experiment room? I have decided to use the number signed on the picture as the pass number. If you happen to lose the memo, just use the picture. Well, I don't think you would ever need to use the emergency pass number anyway, but just in case, now you know, take it easy, Mr. Careless. Message to the new family. Sir Alfred, congratulations on your succession as master of the Ashford family. I hereby present you with an earthenware vase according to the Ashford family tradition. As you may know, this tradition first began when a butler presented a golden teacup as a commemorative to Veronica. As founder of the Ashford family, her intelligence and beauty are legendary. The second and third masters, Stanley and his son Thomas, were also presented with similar teacups. It was their hope to achieve glory as Veronica did before them. The position as family masters then shifted to Sir Thomas, to his twin brother Sir Arthur. It then went to Sir Edward, your grandfather. That was when the Ashford family enjoyed its golden age. It was also Sir Edward's achievement that established the large chemical enterprise, Umbrella Inc. However, when Sir Edward passed away, and your father, Sir Alexander, succeeded the position, the glorious Ashford family gradually began to sink. I sincerely hope that the Ashford family regains its glory with your guidance, just as this vase continues to shine eternally. Ashford family butler, Scott Harmon. Report enhanced anti-decay alloy. Although we plan to utilize the enhanced anti-decay alloy called Duploid to create the storage capsule of the new BOW, we have to cancel the plan. This is primarily based upon the fact that despite its excellent resistance to all kinds of liquid, including strong acid, it easily dissolves when soaked with the mixture of Clement A and Clement E, which is what you use with Chris in the second half of the game. I love the second half of Code Veronica. I think it's brilliant. I don't know why. I like that version of Chris so much from a design standpoint. Oh, it is so good. It's just, bro, he's like a normal dude. But like the best version of that design that Capcom used, like from RE1 Remake and 2, the OG RE2, he's in that in battle mode, and CVX, yeah, okay, that is the best outfit and design he ever gets. Due to the lethal nature of the new BOW, which is a hunter, we cannot be too careful in choosing material for their storage capsules. We have instead decided to use Duploid to create the plate portion of the Eagle plate, which you also get as Chris, which shines in indigo blue. The A-type is used for gun maintenance, which you use to enhance your handgun as Chris, and possesses no conspicuous characteristics. However, the E-type will change color to blue, which is what you use on the alloy to get, what's it called? The spear thing? Or it's more like an axe. It is odd coincidence that the temperature is exactly the same as the date of completion of this training facility. Yeah, I'd definitely say that's odd. Stupid too. Based upon our analysis of the E-type, we believe that Clement possesses more features. As new information is learned, we will update this file. Prisoner's Diary, blah blah blah, May 13th. This room stinks of death. Based upon the information I found, I believe that I'm far south of the equator. Lucky for me that Bob in the bunk below me is one of those interesting types of guys. Today, May 16th. Today, Bob told me some crazy story of why he was put in this place with me. Bob said that he used to be an attendant of the head of this place, this boss named Alfred. Supposedly placed him in here because of a tiny little mistake. What does that mean? What's going to happen to me? May 20th. Without warning, a group of military men took Bob to the building behind the guillotine stand at midnight. I'll sneak out of here to see him. I've been hearing that anyone taken to that building never comes back. On top of that, there are these really large plastic bags being constantly being removed from that place. I better pray for Bob. May 21st, I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone there. What is going on? All I could hear was some insanely creepy laughter as the sound of Bob screaming. I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about it. Is that going to happen to me? I can't let it. I just can't. May 27th, since my last entry, all of my fellow inmates have been taken to that building. I know that I am next. It's obvious we are all here to be used as Alfred's guinea pigs. There's no way out. What am I going to do? I guess you're not gonna live, bro. Sorry. Autonomous note? There is a demon in my mind. there is a demon in my mind. I can't control the fierce impulses that the demon sometimes drives me to act upon. It is a brutal ceremony. With the demon next to me, I enjoy watching agonize, in pain, screaming, in convulsions repeatedly as they die. But Sir Alfred was kind enough to acknowledge me, and he has given me the facilities, the chemicals, the equipment necessary to study everything. I must never betray Sir Alfred's kindness. It is especially critical that no discovery is secret. No one discovers this sacred place that only I know about. I swear the basement of this medical building will be kept secret. Of course, I keep the key to the sacred place with me at all times. Even if an outsider sees it, they'll never be able to tell that is the key. I must remember that my life ends when I lose Sir Alfred's trust. The key is the eye in the statue, the false eye, and the secret is a piano roll that you get as Claire. Secretary's note: 4 years have passed since that incident, since I began serving Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone, even though I'm his attendant and I am still strictly prohibited from entering his private house. How dare he? What is his problem, anyway? They say he lives with his twin sister, Alexia, in his private house on the hill. Occasionally, I've seen someone standing by the window of the house. It might have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about because Alfred is a creep and a lot of incest-looking stuff happens in this game. But the love is definitely not shared. Alexia just, I don't know. Heck, in Dark Side Chronicles, she just kills Alfred, just snaps his neck. It's so weird. He will not show me any lenience. If I ask about her again, I could put my life at risk. Well, then don't ask about her, bro. After all, it is a mystery why he so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexia a secret. Robert Dorson. Because he's weird and he likes his sister. And he wants to be her, apparently, which I don't see that. That's not going to fly in the remake, even though I think they should leave it in. But that's not going to work. Newspaper clip: a 10-year-old girl genius graduated at the top of her class from a prestigious university. The International Corporation Umbrella Inc. offered her the position of head researcher. She's probably dead. Message card: my dear brother, I firmly believe that the glory of the Ashford family will be revived through your courage and strength as honored soldiers. Yours faithfully, Alexia Ashford. Anyway, Hunk's report. Bro, they got Hunk up in this? Forgot about that. Attend, Mr. Alfred Ashford, head of the facility. I don't know how to do Hunk's voice. Today at 16:32, that's not it. I arrived successfully from the Umbrella Transport Base with a large-scale BOW capsule. Okay, extreme care was taken during transport, and all 108 checkpoints were confirmed condition green. In accordance with standard procedures, it is currently being stored in a freezer. There's one thing that I don't understand. We are normally assigned to special missions. Why were we ordered to transport a frozen capsule this time? I understand that this may be classified as top secret, but without knowledge of the contents, our safety could be at risk during this transport. This is especially important. If the contents are potentially harmful, we would like to ask you provide us with more information should we be assigned similar missions in the future. I still remember the good old days in a military training center. Nothing has changed since then. We will gear up for the next mission today at 2300. Umbrella Special Forces Unit, Hunk. So yeah, that was the tyrant that they were carrying. I honestly forgot Hunk's in this game, but he's not in it. He's just in a file. Really bringing back some more RC characters, I guess. Worker's Diary. October 30th. When I joined Umbrella Inc., I thought I would be able to live carefree. Well, no, you're definitely not going to be. Being employed by this huge corporation, it's a joke. I ended up being a driver at a place like this. I asked for a position change, but they completely ignored me. It feels more like a prison. Work is extremely demanding. And there's nothing fun about it. I'd rather be dead. You probably will be. November 3rd, my hard-earned vacation was canceled today. It was canceled suddenly. I heard they failed to secure enough manpower due to a mistake made by the facility head, Alfred. The fool doesn't deserve forgiveness. He doesn't even treat us like human beings. November 5th, I heard an interesting story from a guy who's been working here for 8 years. He must be awfully patient. He says that there is a man who has been confined for over 10 years locked deep below here. People call him... God, I hate that name. Nosferatu. You know what? No, I'm just going to call him Alexander. That's his name. And are definitely afraid of him. What an absurd story. At midnight, November 10th, I woke up to an ominous growling that seemed to be coming from deep underground. I'm so pathetic to have been frightened by such a foolish story. Then again, I suppose anyone would have a hard time maintaining their sanity if they are confined in a place like this. Alexander's memo. My father, Edward, discovered the mother virus in cooperation with Lord Spencer, who was also a nobleman. They studied it for the purpose of military use. Eventually the studies took shape. They named a variation of the mother virus called the T virus. To camouflage their research, they established Umbrella Chemical Inc., I majored in biogenetics and have been involved with a top secret project supporting my father's research. However, my research went through a difficult phase and my father died in the middle of the project. We are now at a major disadvantage against the other researchers, as there is a great competition in the field of T-virus research. I have disgraced the honorable name of the Ashford family. Our great ancestor Veronica established. If nothing is done, Umbrella will be taken over by Spencer. I must expedite the project to its fullest without being detected by Spencer. After much thought, I decided to establish a large-scale advanced research facility. It will be located in the transport terminal that I created by using the abandoned mine in the Antarctic within the facility. I have a room built. It will be similar to the design of the mansion, the legacy of late Trevor. I will be able to cherish my sweet memories there. For security purposes, this confidential product will be given a code name. It is the same name of the beautiful ancestor of the Ashford family, Veronica, whom I wish to revive so badly. I am confident that the result of my research will be as glorious as her name, and that honor will be restored to the Ashford family again. Yeah, sorry about all the different voice changes. Butler's letter. Sir Alfred, please forgive me, as I must tell you of my abrupt departure. By leaving this letter, I first served your father, Lord Alexander, and have for so long shared in the joys and sorrows of the Ashford family. Lord Alexander disappeared unexpectedly 15 years ago. Then an accident during an experiment took the life of our dear Alexia. You were forced to become the master of the family at a very young age, and nearly lost your sanity from the sorrow of having lost all of your family members at once. There was nothing I could do. I felt powerless. I first thought that I should kill myself to apologize. I then realized that it would be an insult to our dear Lord Alexander and Alexia and the other world, Scotland, Butler, Ashford family. Confession letter. Alexia, my sister, is a genius and possesses unmatched beauty. Ha 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 ha. She is everything to me. I would overcome any obstacle and be willing to risk my life for her. For Alexia, I must revive the glorious Ashford family, which fell during the era of my father, Alexander. Together, we will restore our family name. Once that has been achieved, I'll build a palace where only nobles may gather. I cannot allow the unwashed to see my dear Alexia, to whom my life is devoted. She reigns the world as queen, with I as her servant. That is my dream, and how sweet it will be. Those accomplishments will be proof of my love towards Alexia. It is the purpose of my existence, and all other people are meaningless, and they shall prostrate themselves before Alexia and I. Devoted to my beloved Alexia, Alfred Ashford. Anyway, that's pretty creepy. Definitely loved his sister in all the wrong ways. File. Secret passage note. The underground passage which leads to the mansion where Alexia and I live has been badly damaged, although I can never allow the unwashed to see Alexia. I cannot go on using the underground waterways those locals people made either. Oh yes, I think I'll have those prisoners build a bridge. It must be a gorgeous bridge that benefits the perfection that is Alexia. Of course, I must kill everyone who's involved in the construction of the bridge after it's done, so no one will know about the existence of our mansion. But that is okay, as I have no problem executing such matters. Once the bridge is complete, I'll seal the mansion entrance door at the end of the underground waterway. The entrance of the waterway is locked by the diorama trick, and ensuring the secrecy of our mansion, which you find out with Chris. You have to get a tank toy, something. Okay. The next one is Alfred's diary. He's saying that they sealed a room in the hallway located inside of the Antarctic. He doesn't know what's hidden in there, and that he uses 3 jewels from each family member as proof of being legitimate descendants of the Ashfords. So it takes all 3 gems to open the big door as Chris at the end. He finally succeeded in entering that sealed room. He hates his father. I can never trust him again. I must regain the glory of the Ashford family. Alexia carried out the experiments on the human body that we've been talking about. So they just did a bunch of experiments on their father, who turns into the monster in the basement. They don't want the butler Harmon to become wise to their activities. Their experiment was a failure, and now Alexia doesn't want to sleep in the same room with Alfred for some reason. No, sorry. She started conducting tests on her own body, and then she's in a tube for like 15 years until Chris gets back later on, and yeah, anyways. Some of them I'm just gonna do The important stuff. Queen Ant report. Alfred again using his father as test subject. No, it's Alexia this time. I used my otherwise useless father as test subjects. However, as I expected, the virus caused a rapid change in his cells, triggering the complete destruction of his brain cells and body flesh. Furthermore, a special type of poison gas was generated inside his body that the blue herb had no effect against. Because of this, I created an antidote in case of an emergency, which you find as Chris if you get hit by that boss as Claire. Virus resource report. Work continues on the T. Veronica virus, which I extracted from the queen ant. The more research I conduct on it, the more I am impressed by how much potential it has. I have finally implanted the virus into my own body and discovered how to fully utilize its power. I will avoid making the mistakes that I made on my father. This is all Alexia, but it's hard to do the voice. My cells will change so slowly. My calculations indicate that it will take 15 years before my body will gain immunity. So she just stays in that tube until Alfred releases her near the end of the game. She thinks she will be queen and release the virus upon the world once again. Security report. The Ashford's family most important secret is kept at this lab. As a safety precaution, I've installed a self-destruct because, of course, that's what everyone does. They just put some TNT surrounding the whole installation, just in case, just in case. Glory to the Ashfords, Alexander Ashford. You can escape through the hangar. Yeah, real awesome. Code Veronica report. After many long years of research, I have finally identified the inheritance element that administers the intelligence of man. I even succeeded in manipulating the absolute value of intelligence by recomposing the base alignment of the element. I then sampled the gene of our great ancestors, manipulated its element, then implanted it into the unfertilized egg of a surrogate mother. What I didn't expect was the twins, a boy and a girl, who fell in love with each other because they're weird. It doesn't say that, but the girl was a genius. The names will be Alexia and Alfred. I am certain that Alexia will elevate the name of the Ashford family to extreme glory. And that is it for Code Veronica X. I'm pretty sure. At least according to what I'm reading on here. So, can you understand the story? It's necessary, honestly, to read the files of Code Veronica Live. You get the cliff notes, I guess. You get that Alexia and Alfred are in love, although it's more like Alfred has an unhealthy obsession. Wants to be her because she isn't around anymore. Loves her like, a normal person likes someone else. Man. It doesn't really talk about Wesker much, except for in the beginning with the Rat's Diary, because Wesker wasn't really in Code Veronica, he was more so in CVX. He was in Code Veronica, but not as much. It doesn't really talk about Claire much, or Steve. He has one mention by the rat, and Claire is obviously the woman in red. But you figure out from these files that the Alfreds, just like the people from the mansion, are complete evil people, that just want everything to die. Alexia thinks she can rule the world. She's a genius. Alfred's a insane, hilarious but insane, and Wesker, he's not in these files, but he just despises. I despise Chris. But yeah, you can also get more details like, how this virus was made, of course, how the tyrant got there thanks to Hunt transporting him there. I still would recommend you play Code Veronica X or Code Veronica X HD, whatever you want to do. The benefits of Code Veronica X on PS4 and 5 is it's a much clearer picture in terms of brightness, but it's just a conversion, it's just a port, like there's nothing new. There's nothing really new in HD either, it's just, I think it's 180p, it may actually still only be 720p. But all the colors are darker and the textures are more detailed, especially in the inventory screen. But, personally, I'm a purist, I guess. I prefer the PS2 version or the PS4 version because it's a brighter picture, but Sure, Code Veronica is where everything starts to go crazy. It's the campiest it ever gets, but it's still a great game. The gameplay solid from start to finish. It's, the same as it's always been, but with less ammo for the first half of the game. And the knife is OP. Code Veronica is an amazing game. It's not perfect by no means, but I strongly recommend if you have a way to play it, go try it. Let me see what's going to be next. Technically, it would be Survivor 2, but since it's Code Veronica again, I don't know if I have to touch it. I'm not sure yet. So more likely, it will be Resident Evil Gaiden, which, I don't have much to say about Gaiden. It's hilarious that it exists. It really doesn't add anything to the franchise, and it's not a great way to stay in shape. It's hilarious for sure, like hilarious art. The story is ridiculous. It's impossible because of the ending to be canon. But we'll take the shoes of Barry Burton for the first time ever. But more than likely, I don't know about Code Veronica, Gun Survivor 2 Code Veronica, but we will see. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Hope you're doing well, too.